Welcome to the Sydney Build 219. Matt Rumbelow from CR Kennedy. With me is Greg Franz from Leica Geosystems. This is probably, 4 or 5 of these shows we've done with Sydney Build. They keep getting better every time. Certainly for us with the range of products we have which suit this market extremely well through Leica Geosystems. And none more so probably than the BLK3D. Which is our latest imaging and measurement device, and probably the grandfather of the Disto range, if you can use that term. Greg, you were one of the first people to see the BLK3D. It was launched in Switzerland, soon to be sort of gala launched here as well. How do you see it fitting into this market and some of the features?
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, look, it's a very exciting product for us. It's quite unique in a lot of ways. Our catch line is, take a picture, take a measurement. You can measure anything. Very easy to use. One of the big benefits is that you can take a picture and come back a week or a month or a year later and take more measurements either on this picture, or you can transfer that across to your desktop and take more measurements on there. So it's quite an exciting product because the fact that you can come back afterwards, so many people go on site and are taking pictures now and taking measurements with a tape and somehow trying to combine those different sets of data into one. This does it all in one. So, and it's very visual as well. Great for documenting projects as they go along. And obviously we have the BLK360 there.
Excellent, and we'll talk about the BLK 360 as well soon, but certainly through the Disto range, which you might be used to, taking those spot measurements, point-to-point measurements has been pretty commonplace now in construction sites, but really don't have that record. So once you leave the site, that's it. It's either on the back of a napkin or it's just random digits. As you say, here it's archived, it's available then on the desktop software, so you can catalogue, refer back to it. And I believe once you've saved these 3D photos onto the desktop software, you can keep measuring?
Like you just said, the image that you take transfer to your desktop, you can take more measurements. So if you all of a sudden realise that actually we need this length here, and I didn't measure it on site, I can go back to the photo and measure that in the photo, and then you can actually export that as a report, or you can export those as like a 2D DXF or DWG. You can even export it as a 3D model as well. We have that possibility as well.
Which obviously speeds up the process. It's fantastic. And this is the original BLK, the Black Ops development that started it all. Selling extremely well throughout Australia and our cousins in New Zealand, and picked up by a variety of firms who it's their first entry into scanning and using it in all sorts of ways. I've been working with pool construction firms who are scanning pools, some are using it for lighting displays and entertainment venues. Amazing range of people using the BLK.
It has been surprising how many different applications it's been used for. Like I think just recently here in Australia, it's sold to a scaffolding company. Things like that. A lot of people have been poking them down manholes or poking them up into ceiling voids and things like that. I think the other one you know about is that indoor climbing wall gym. It's being used in so many different variety situations that people may not have originally thought of. So that's really the exciting thing about it.
It doesn't have a screen, it's just a capture device. Think of it as a 360 camera on steroids, because not only is it capturing the scene around it, and also with the thermal sensor, but this Centroid laser scanner, time of flight scanner, is actually capturing 360,000 points a second, and then converting that into a format you can put straight into AutoCAD, Revit and those sort of things. So extremely BIM-centric device as well. Probably brings us to our next device, which equally is pretty new, and this is the RTC 360.
This is not just an iteration, I think it's very much a revolution. The Viz system, which is these cameras on the corner, enables it to, it's like it's seeing eyes. It knows where it is on site, and that's one of the revolutionary things about it. It's really taken that bottleneck, so to speak, of the registration process out of the hands of people who are using it. It's a lot more automated. The other great thing about it is it's very, very fast. It's 2 million points a second, which is twice as fast as anything else on the market. So that makes it quite unique as well. It's quite a small form factor. It's light, very easy to deploy. You can have it upside down. You can have it bolted to the side of a wall. That's the other great thing about it. You know, it's so easy to deploy. And the other big advantage is you've got the tablet now, and you can see scans are coming in real time. This is just a 3D view of one of the scans you did earlier. So all the scans get transferred to here.
Normally you'd have to move that all the way back to your desktop machine, go back to your office, download the whole scan, process it to be able to view that, whereas now we're basically in real time. The BLK 360, I should have mentioned as well, is also an iPad-driven device. The RTC just takes that ability even further with the amount of information you can add on.
Correct. That's one of the other things that people have really been appreciating is the tagging functionality. So everybody we talk to about tagging, they really appreciate that you can take a picture and then tag where that is in the scan itself. So it could be the serial number of a pump or something like that, which is really useful. You can add a document. It could be a PDF with like a specification sheet of some machine that you've just measured. You can add a voice note as well. A lot of people are really appreciating being able to add this extra bit of information to the point cloud, and that comes through downstream. You know, once you export that into something like Revit or Navisworks, you get to see those tags using our CloudWorks plugin. So that knock-on effect is quite beneficial.
What are your thoughts on the show, Greg? You've only just recently arrived.
Correct. No, it looks so far so good. It's always great to come to exhibitions, especially in Sydney. There's a lot happening. I'm quite excited to be here and looking forward to the rest of the day.